Hey buddies, welcome to Video Games Awesome Live! Doomfist has apparently just been announced and released on the public test realm, and I know nothing, so we're jumping...
He's already released on the PTR?
Yes, he's up and ready, that's why I got this ready, but first we're gonna head over onto YouTube. You're listening to the Massacre by Phantom NK, which if, you know, the rumors about Doomfist are to be believed, then the Massacre is quite appropriate for this man.
Damn!
The Scourge, the Savior, and then what was the third thing that keeps on showing on the posters in Numbani? We're headed over to playoverwatch.com. Is this it? There it is. All right. Now I got to make sure. I hope that the sound is... Okay, I got to set up the sound. I'll be right back. Fuck. Got to get this going. All right, that was torturous on YouTube. It only took a second, but I had to wait a full, 40 seconds to see the new trailer from Doomfist. Here we go. All right. Doomfist Origin Story is what we're watching first. There's 3 videos. There's developer update, new hero coming soon. Origin Story or... Okay, yeah, Origin Story. All right, let's do that.
Two trailers.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Humanity is always being tested. Conflict and war is the crucible through which we evolve.
He's in jail. Winston fought him? Tracer fought him? They all had to fight him. Genji was a fighter to him? The Doomfist looks spiky.
Yeah, he does.
Look at how big the Doomfist is.
It's a big thing.
Every battle.
He doesn't need the
makes
Doomfist.
us stronger.
Yeah, he was doing fine with his regular fist.
Sounds like he has a similar accent to Effie. Effie. Oh, he doesn't give a fuck.
Uh-oh.
Wow, you can just get your ultimate by getting mad? He looks like he has Keanu Reeves powers. Like he doesn't care, he's the one.
Those who fall will be forgotten. Those who rise up, their names will be remembered forever.
The grin on my face is because, oh, no. Jesus. Thanks, Windows! You're so kind and helpful! The grin on my face there was because, Genji did nothing. Everything he's in, he does nothing. In the fucking trailer for, the new thing on Heroes of the Storm, he just,
Oh my God.
threw his little shitty blades. And then, what did he do? He wall ran.
Yeah, he did.
I need healing. And then when he realized only Winston and Tracer were there, he's like, oh, I'll go somewhere else.
So,
It's like, there's no healing around here. Fucking...
funny.
I'm gonna watch that again. There was a... Okay, what... Alright,
Yeah,
so...
88503.
If... Obviously, the eggheads out there are already trying to see if there's some sort of thing going on.
Boobies!
But we know he's been released on the PTR, so what ARG could be happening right now? Everything's known at this point, I think. After this, we're going to look at the details on him and find out about the hero himself. But one more time, we're going to watch this trailer, because it seemed like there were some extra things in there, including... I want to see that newspaper article.
Yeah, there was a few newspaper articles. There's one right at the beginning here.
Doomfist defeated... And this is old news because he's got it in his cell.
Humanity is always being tested.
There.
Primal Punch, Gorilla from the Moon saves
The day.
D. The day? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Overwatch returns. So then the Scourge, and probably what Winston was referring to when he says, but look around! People are suffering and stuff at the beginning of every time you boot up the game, is probably him trying to get the team together to go stop. I think the Scourge part was that scene that we're seeing right here.
Okay.
It was when he came and became the Scourge, and when Winston reassembled Overwatch. Overwatch returns because Winston and Tracer show up.
Agent sightings in
and
recent
war.
months.
Oh, agent sightings in recent months. Who's responsible? But yeah, so this is
He's
what we're seeing here. I think is him post that showdown
Right,
that we're
yeah,
about
yeah,
to see. I think this is him after he's been put away.
I think so too.
Yeah,
Which
I think.
form?
I think he's remembering how he got put away.
That's what I took it.
So Winston beats Doomfist. Will that be so in the meta? This animation style is so fucking cool.
Yeah, it is.
I need healing. Here's a car door. That's not healing. Take these little tiny blades. He does shit. Fuck all.
Every battle
Doomfist exhibit. New
makes
Doomfist
us
exhibit.
stronger.
Headline on the paper. Genji needed healing.
He cut a car in half.
Oh, he cut a car in half, and that looked really cool. He should also walk away from an explosion, sheathing his sword.
Ooh, decent.
Tracer's at least trying, even though she's not getting much accomplished here. When that thing's not on her, she glitches out, right? Because she's naturally always zooming around time. So he seems like a conflicted man. Maybe he doesn't want.
Those
Like-
who fall will be forgotten. Those
Why
who
would you
rise
think
up,
you can put him in there?
their
Yeah,
names will be
dummies.
remembered forever.
All right, I can't take it anymore. I gotta go see details about this guy. I need to know what he's all about. It's what we've been waiting for so long.
Yeah.
So there he is. We won't watch the developer update yet. First, we'll go to the website, playoverwatch.com, I guess, or.
Yeah.
And we're gonna look at, and we'll bring up some Phantom NK again.
Twitch is offline.
All right, I'm gonna fix that, and we'll be right back. All right, here we are at the Play Overwatch website. I think usually you have to go to Heroes to get to this thing. Ah, there he is!
Ooh.
All right, here we go. What's he gonna be about? We made many guesses. There's so many things. He's probably gonna be a tank, I guess, or an attack hero.
Do you think that his charge up, like his fist, will require a cooldown?
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna use his fist all the time, probably. He'll have an ultimate to do with it and a main ability. Okay, all right, let's
He's a
just go look
heavy.
at it. Okay, here we go. Doomfist. So that's what he looks like. He runs around, he smashes ground, he jumps in the air, he smashes the ground again. He has a gun,
Oh.
a seismic slam. That looks like it has a cooldown that he uses a lot.
Rising uppercut.
He has an
Awesome.
uppercut! Nice.
Ooh.
He's gonna be a control, like an area control guy. He'll move guys and push them around a lot. Efi is gonna have to combat him. Her ability to not be knocked back.
Yeah.
Meteor Strike.
You mean
And that's not the
Orisa.
ultimate, was it? Or was that the ultimate?
Orisa.
Orisa, yeah, sorry. The Rocket Punch. So he has he is all about the knockback effects. That's what this guy is. Difficulty 3. Doomfist cybernetics
Defense.
make him a highly
Offense?
mobile, powerful frontline fighter. In addition to dealing range damage with his hand cannon, Doomfist can slam the ground, knocking enemies into the air and off balance, or charge into the fray with his rocket punch. When facing a tightly packed group, Doomfist leaps out of roll is offense. So he's not a tank. Doomfist leaps
Interesting.
out of view, then crashes down to earth with a spectacular meteor strike. That hand cannon fires a short-range burst from the knuckles of his fist. Its ammunition is automatically regenerated over time. So no reloading, just pew 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 pew, slowly regenerates over time. Seismic slam. Doomfist leaps forward and smashes into the ground, knocking nearby enemies toward him.
Whoa, weird.
So it's like a suck effect instead of a. It's like Orisa's sucky ball,
Yeah.
except built into him, maybe. And then how does that help him? Maybe then he combos that into a rising uppercut.
Yeah, maybe. In
like
front
that.
of him, yeah. Uppercuts enemies in front of him into the air. I wonder how many people he can get at once with his fist.
Yeah, I wonder if he can get multiple guys. After charging up, Doomfist lunges forward and knocks an enemy back, dealing additional damage if they impact a wall. So it's like almost like Reinhardt's charge.
So that's why Genji went back into the car too.
Doomfist generates a temporary personal shields when he deals ability damage. So the more he's in the fray, the better he is. So if he goes in, does a seismic slam, sucks all those guys towards him, in that time, he gets a personal shield. I wonder if it makes him invulnerable or if it just does a huge amount of damage reduction.
Yeah.
So the more he's doing things, the more he's invulnerable or very
Holy shit,
durable.
that's crazy.
Meteor Strike leaps into the sky, then crashes to the ground, dealing significant damage. And I guess that's his ultimate. So he is unfortunately not Terry Crews.
Yeah. Bummer.
And this is all we get to see for now until we jump into the PTR. I suppose we'll go now and watch the developer update where he'll give us, Jeff will give us more info.
From the Overwatch team?
Another thing is his biography/story. Based in Oyo, Nigeria, which I don't know how far that is from Nambani or if it's close at all. Occupation is mercenary, so he's among the mercenaries out there working outside Overwatch. Most of Overwatch became mercenaries after the fact. Soldier and
Mercy.
yeah, Mercy. Mercy's a mercenary, but not a mercenary. No, she's definitely not a mercenary. She's one of the ones condemning the others for being mercenaries, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know the one.
He's 45. His real name is Akande Ogudimu. Was he Talon's? I don't know that he became Talon's boss or not. I know that he was a leader within Overwatch when it existed, though, right? Like, it even said, recently freed from prison, Doomfist is determined to plunge into a new world of new conflict that he believes will make humanity stronger. Akande Ogundimu was born in a well-regarded Nigerian family, heir to its prosthetic technology company. A highly intelligent, charismatic figure, Ogundimu helped to expand his family business and position in the future while dedicating free time to his first love, competitive martial arts and skateboarding. He trained in traditional African fighting styles, including Dambe and Gidigbo. I don't know these things.
Digbo?
As well as in wrestling and other modern combat systems, incorporating the most effective techniques into his repertoire. Ogundimu competed in tournaments all over the continent, utilizing his intuition and ability to read opponents alongside tremendous speed and strength. But when he lost his right arm in the aftermath of the Omnic Crisis, it seemed his martial arts career was finished before it had reached his prime. His company's cybernetic prosthetics allowed him to recover his injuries even after making him stronger, but these enhancements rendered him ineligible for competition. He tried to devote himself to his business in the same zeal that he had for fighting, but found nothing that he could fill the void with until he was given a new opportunity by Akinjadjide Adeyemi. Better known to the world as the second Doomfist, the Scourge of Nabani. This is why Doomfist is this. So there were two people who took on the Doomfist. He offered Ogundimu a chance to fight with him as a mercenary initially, where he accepted and discovered that now he had an arena which he could unleash the enhanced capabilities. Unfortunately, Adeyemi brought him into the Talon organization. Talon's beliefs was that humanity would be made stronger through conflict, resonated with Ogundimu's personal experiences. Moreover, Talon's power struggles presented a new challenge that allowed him to use his talents in the boardroom along with his cunning as a combatant.
I can't picture that.
Adeyemi was a useful asset to Talon, but the organization saw far greater potential in Ogundimu with his intelligence and his ability to inspire as a commander, while Adeyemi was content to profit from the raids on Nimbani. Ogundimu had a grander vision, and the difference in aspirations would lead to Ogundimu to kill his teacher and take on the mantle of Doomfist, along with the eponymous Gauntlet. So, all right. Eponymous Gauntlet. As the new Doomfist, Ogadima ruse high in Talon to help orchestrate the conflict in the organization, hoped would someday engulf the world. However, before the plan came to fruition, Ogadima was defeated and captured by Overwatch strike team that included Tracer, Winston, and Genji. And he was imprisoned in a maximum security facility for years, until he punched his way out, kind of casually, where he waited patiently for events he had incited to play out. Finally, he sensed that the time had come for his return. He broke out of prison, recovered Doomfist Gauntlet in a one-sided battle with Mbani's newly unveiled OR-15 defense robots. Now he has retaken his prison in Talon's inner circle, ready to spark a war that will consume the world once again. All right, so there's your lore. Let's head on over to... we're going to go back to the YouTube channel and listen to Jeff.
All right.
Developer update. Oh, who's this guy?
Welcome to another developer update. This is a particularly great
Who are you?
I think this is the one that you guys have been waiting for.
Who the fuck are you?
Talk about
I can't even focus on
Who are
this
you?
because I don't
Jeff
know
from the
who-
Overwatch
Oh.
team. As you guys know, Doomfist.
Oh, I didn't understand who I was
is one of the
looking
most
at.
anticipated heroes that I think we've ever talked about. He's our 25th hero. He hails to us from Nigeria, so he's West African. One thing you may not have known is that Doomfist is a prominent member of the Talon leadership. So, contrary to popular belief, Reaper is not the sole leader of Talon. There's actually a council of leaders who oversee Talon, and sometimes they agree with each other, sometimes they disagree with each other. And Doomfist is a very important member of that Talon council. Now, Doomfist's ideology is that he wants to see humankind become more powerful, and he thinks the way for that to happen is through conflict. So it's kind of a harsh worldview, but he really believes that we as humans get stronger the more conflict that we
Jeff
endure.
explaining
Obviously,
that sort of
Overwatch
mantra.
Is a world group that's very
Kind of a
opposed to
harsh
conflict and is trying to
worldview,
create
total
peace
war,
throughout the world.
kind of harsh.
So, therefore,
He's
it
even
leads to
diplomatic talking
Doomfist
about his
and
worst
Overwatch
characters.
Yeah.
definitely being at odds with each other. You add
Oh,
to
they're
the fact
definitely
that
at odds.
It was Winston who put Doomfist behind bars for many, many years, and Doomfist's hatred of Overwatch is at an all-time high.
So Winston was a hero.
Now that Doomfist is free, he plans to use Talon to implement his worldview on the rest of not only Talon, but mankind altogether. So the story is going to get very interesting now that Doomfist is in the mix. I think it's going to be awesome that we learn more about Talon through Doomfist and his interaction with heroes like Widowmaker and Reaper. But let's talk about his abilities and what type of hero he is. So Doomfist is in the offensive category. He's a very tough offensive type of hero.
I'm excited for this.
He has a number of great abilities that he can do.
An offensive character that
probably his most
isn't a
defining
maverick. It looks like
ability
everybody
is
needs
his
to kind of
rocket
group
punch.
around him.
By
Yeah, that's
default,
cool.
we've bound rocket punch to alternate fire. It's a wind-up attack, so the longer you hold the button down, the more powerful and the farther you'll go with that rocket punch.
That's neat.
He uses that
Cool.
huge gauntlet that he has on his right fist to throw the rocket punch. Now, there's a couple cool things about it. One,
like a tank
you go
attack.
through barriers if you do.
He's
So
almost
if
like a
Reinhardt's
Roadhog,
holding
it
his
feels
shield
like.
up, it doesn't matter. You're going to punch Reinhardt directly through that shield. The other thing that's really cool about
Awesome.
rocket punch
Cool.
is it does more damage if you knock a hero back into a wall. So you're really
How
trying to
much
line
damage,
up
Jeff?
those exciting billiard shots
need
with
numbers.
other heroes and inflict heavy damage with the rocket punch. Now he has some other abilities he can do as well. He's got an ability called Rising Uppercut, which, as you guessed it, is a giant uppercut that leaps him into the air and will knock his enemy up into the air along
Is it also
with
a
him.
wind-up?
Now, to mix with this ability or combo with it really well is an ability called Seismic Slam. The way Seismic Slam works is Doomfist gets a targeting reticle whenever
It goes
he's
the other
in
way
the
that we
air
thought. We
or
thought it would
has
go
any
seismic
sort of
slam,
altitude.
uppercut, but he says
And
uppercut, seismic slam.
He does a giant attack with the backhand of that gauntlet that stuns the enemy very, very briefly. Not so much stuns them as brings them closer to Doomfist. So it allows him to do a lot more sort of combo abilities with that seismic slam. It's kind of a small cone shape that you'll see.
This is a very different
You'll
character.
immediately
This is
recognize
super
it by
exciting.
the visual
Yeah.
effect that we put on the ground when you do the ability. Doomfist also has a primary attack that's a simple gun that he has, which is a shotgun that's loaded into each knuckle of his
It looked like a
left fist.
pew-pew when he was
It
running
did.
around
He can
with it.
basically fire off 4 shots very quickly, one out of each of his front knuckles on that left fist. Or you can sort of save them up and do them in a more rhythmic fashion. We'll give you a user interface element that lets you know how many shots does he have in each one of those knuckles before he can unload with them. We're not
many can you save
intending
up?
for Doomfist to primarily use this attack as the main thing that he's doing or where he's getting all of his kills from.
So
it's sort of
weird.
to fill in the other spaces
not always
he's using those
shooting.
really fun dynamic punch mechanics. Now, the thing you're probably wondering and caring the most about is what is Doomfist's ultimate ability?
Meteor
It's one of the
Strike.
funnest ones in the game. It's called Meteor Strike.
Meteor
When
Strike!
Doomfist uses Meteor Strike, he shoots up into the air. He gets an amazing targeting reticle that he can draw across the map and sort of gauge where he wants to land. And when he commits to it, Doomfist will come crashing out of the sky, stunning and knocking down
I wonder if we
everybody
could see
who's
that.
in
Like,
that radius, as
enemies.
well as doing some damage to them. So
The
not
reticle?
only might you just kill
Yeah.
them outright when you meteor strike on top of them, if not, they're immediately laying down, and you can use abilities like rocket punch, seismic slam, etc. to do.
So it's got a little bit of
additional
elements
damage
of-
right away. So we think Doomfist is going
Hammer
to do
down.
a lot of flanking and do a lot of diving into
Interesting.
enemy teams.
A lot of
So we
flanking.
needed to give him a passive ability
guess.
to encourage and enable that type
gotta
of
know
behavior.
where to
So he has a passive
your
ability
stuff.
called the best defense. What this ability does is whenever Doomfist lands a punch on somebody, Doomfist gains a temporary shield, and the shield can increase, as he's doing more punches. Over time, the shield will decay and go away. So Doomfist is not permanently shielded by this. But if you're really getting in there, doing a lot of great combo abilities, you'll notice that your survivability is much higher. So this lets Doomfist
So
get
is
in
this-
there
is it
and
invulnerability?
rumble a bunch before he's just taken out. It's really hard.
called it a
diving
shield.
in on 6
Yeah.
enemy heroes, you're not always going to live. But if you dive in on 2 and land some punches, you'll stand a chance at surviving because of that passive ability called the best defense. So we think Doomfist is
Doesn't
really
seem
going to
like
shake up the lineup.
invulnerability.
Even more so,
Totally.
we think Doomfist brings tremendous character to Overwatch. He's a really important figure. You've known about him since the announced cinematic where that battle happened over his gauntlet. You've escorted his gauntlet in Numbani. It showed up stolen. Doomfist is very core to Overwatch. We think both his gameplay and his story is going to make the game really great. We hope you have a blast playing him, and we look forward to hearing all of your stories about what you've accomplished with Doomfist. Thank you.
What you've accomplished.
He always wants us to have a blast. Shield just
So,
means extra health.
I guess what I mean by invulnerability is like, it's not like Effie's. I mean, fucking
Orisa's.
Orisa initiates that ability that reduces the damage she takes for a bit. Whereas a shield, such as a bubble put on you or an actual shield, is invulnerability in the fact that you are not your health doesn't take damage.
Right,
The
okay.
shield takes damage.
Okay.
So it sounds like he has an effect. He can get up to 150 extra health as shields with every punch he lands, I guess. So with every punch he lands, if double finger is to be believed here, he has 250 base health, and so every time he punches, he gets 150 extra.
Jesus.
How much is a Zarya bubble is like 400 extra health. So it's like every punch he lands is like giving himself a third of a Zarya bubble.
Holy shit.
So he's getting like non-stop mini Zarya bubbles, kind of. Who knows if they look like a Zarya bubble, but
Yeah.
he's being given up to 150. Yeah, I know. What I'm saying is he can chain them. So 150 Zarya bubble, just like a Zarya bubble, it'll probably go away. This is my guessing. but you shoot at it, the 150 goes away. He punches again, he gets 150 again. Then it goes away.
It builds up. No. It builds up
So what
to
you're
a
saying
max
is,
of
if he
150.
punches, it goes up to 75 or something. Like if he does a lot of damage, and then he can punch again and go
You
up
get
to
like
150.
25 at a time.
Okay, now I'm seeing like he builds it up.
Okay.
Okay, well it's time to. I'm only guessing for fun here. We're about to go check him out.
Did you want?
I'm gonna see all those abilities.
Did you want to check? I guess a couple days ago there was some
No.
lore that got released. Okay.
Lore,
Yeah.
official lore.
Like text.
Why would nobody have told me about that?
I don't know.
You would have expected everybody would have gone crazy. If it was good enough not to scream at me about,
They've
then
been
it
talking
was.
about it a lot.
I got no
for
tweets.
this.
I want to go see him play. We're gonna be back after this with some Doomfist
Woo!
gameplay.
If we can get in.
All right, we're just queuing up for Doomfist time, so it's that I feel like 2,000 players is like it tops out at that. I have a feeling that there's way more than 2,000.
We only have to wait for 2,000 plus people to play first.
So while we wait, we'll think about. I just want to like have some more comments on Doomfist. What I think about what I've seen so far. It's going to be really interesting to see how he plays out, because as soon as we first saw those abilities, I was immediately thinking he's going to be a guy that everybody gathers around, almost like a pseudo tank, kind of like Roadhog.
Yeah.
Could have easily been classified as an attack character if you wanted, because but they're saying he only 250 health. I guess that's what makes him not a tank.
Yeah.
So unlike Roadhog, even though if he's not playing like a classic tank, yeah, he doesn't have the health, so I guess that doesn't make him tanky. But he does, like, those abilities sound like something you get behind.
Yeah, it does.
He disrupts.
You want to be there when he like collects people.
Yeah, he's got some elements of Winston in him, it seems, like with the ability to rush forward and disrupt and knock people around. Seems like he's got elements of Reaper in the fact that, like, a Reaper is a guy, because of his new vampire ability and used to be the Soul Orb ability, benefits from being in the fray and constantly killing among the enemy, getting up close and personal. How good his gun is also going to determine how he plays.
It is just mind-boggling that in Overwatch, your gun isn't your primary ability.
Yeah. What is your... Can you guys actually... I would accept some stats. Like, what... Does anybody know yet? You guys said that he can get up to 150 shields that generate over time with punches. And then somebody else said... do you have any other numbers? Like, have more numbers come out yet with the people's experimentation? How much does a single... Jeff said 4 pellets in the knuckles, 4 total bullets. How much does 1 bullet do? And how does that thing work? Does he said like you can unleash it in a rhythmic fashion?
Yeah, and
he
you can
called it
like
a
kind of
shotgun.
collect them.
Like, maybe they can go like, or maybe they can go, like you can shoot them like
His gun is a shotgun.
60
4 shots.
damage per shot he found.
So
800 in, all right.
So if it's 4 shots, 60 damage per shot.
The charge up
That's
punch range is
240.
240 total. And how long does it take for a bullet to come back? Shields go away after a short time if you don't punch something. They can be, how much shields do you get from a single punch on an enemy? Because you guys are saying that they build up and they max out at 150 and they go away if you don't punch something. And does that shield deplete slowly, like numbers counting down, or does the shield just suddenly disappear? His shooting's also pretty slow. 400. We're getting close to being able to log in.
They reload over time without you needing to do anything. Uppercut deals 75 damage. Yeah, he punches with it.
It counts down slowly over time. Good to know. Charge up punch can charge to as high as 200 damage. How much damage if the enemy hits a wall? Does that mean 200 damage with the
200
first
damage.
punch and then extra if it hits a wall?
That's a good question.
All right, we're in. All right, I'm gonna cut this segment.